Hey folks, this is Vince with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to quickly review Chivalry 2. This is a game that you can find on the Epic Store for about 40 bucks. So, fun fact. Chivalry 1 was the first game that I covered on my YouTube channel. I know you guys don't care, but it means a little something to me. I don't know why, just Chivalry 1 was one of those casual, fun-to-play games. I'm like, you know what, let's start a YouTube channel and let's play that for a little bit. So I did. So if you scroll back through all 10,000 plus of my videos to the very first page, Chivalry 1 was my very first video, and my god, it's hard to watch, but it is what it is. So, I know you're here because of Chivalry 2, so let's talk about that for a little bit. Now, first and foremost, I am not typically good at multiplayer games. The nice thing about Chivalry 1, and by extension Chivalry 2, is that you really don't need to be good at multiplayer games in order to have fun playing this. This is one of those casual hack and slash games. Yes, there is some strategy in how you actually fight. For example, learning to block at the appropriate time and then riposte, or watching to see what your opponent is going to do, one of the three attacks, for example, whether it be a slash or an overhead or a stab. You can block that particular attack and then counterattack if you time it right. So you will be able to become better at this game, assuming you're willing to learn how to fight properly in this game. If you don't, that's okay. It's perfectly fine to just go in there and just spam the left mouse button and just slash everyone that you see. More often than not, I panic, and that's what I do, and I end up causing like tons of team damage. I'm one of those people. Anyway. But this game offers 4 different classes. You'll be able to choose between a knight, a vanguard, a footman, and an archer class. The knight is one of those... I want to say I prefer the knight the most. It's like a powerful two-handed class. It has the ability to equip large shields, but they're not exactly fast. But I like them because they're a bit tankier. And when it comes to blocking and parrying and doing various things, I don't know, like, I'm able to move around with this particular class more. I just prefer the knight. I don't know. And thematically, I enjoy the whole knight thing. But yeah, knights are there. You've also got these vanguards. Vanguards are a bit more fast. Now, they're okay, but they have low health. And, you're typically vulnerable. But if you like the idea of attack back, just quick and move, stick and move, that kind of play style, then I think you'll really enjoy the Vanguard class. Of course, you've got your Archer. The Archer class is, one of the lowest health there is. However, they can attack at range without any sort of problem. They do have a particular ammo count, but you can pick up resupplies at various boxes that you find, which is kind of cool. And each class also has, secondary weapons and throwing weapons and so on. Even each class has a special ability, too, that they can perform. Like the Knight, for example, has this horn, I believe, that heals everyone within a certain area. That's kind of cool. But anyway, so the Archer, you're going to need to be able to aim, obviously. That's just, it's tough, but, I actually enjoyed playing as the Archer for a little bit because I got to sit on the back lines and watch people fight and, on occasion get my 2 cents in there. Lastly, you've got the Footmen, which is more of a support class than the other ones. They've got this bandage kit, for example, that they can use. So, again, each class, rather, has their own way of playing, their own style, their own weapons. There's also 3 subclasses. There are some unlockable things in this game. Like, you start off with the officer, I believe, in the knight class, but there's 2 others that you can unlock, and they each have their own array of weapons and the like. So, the more you use a class, the more you level it up. And also, by extension, you can customize your weapons in this game, and they level up. So, you start off, I think, with, like, let's say you pick the knight class and you pick the bastard sword as your weapon. Well, as you continue to use it, you level it up, and as you level it up, you unlock more aesthetic looks for it. So that's kind of cool. You can also spend real money if you want to unlock these aesthetics, but it's not necessary. It's in the game, but you don't have to do it. You also earn in-game currency, too, that you can use to purchase certain things. Again, it's all aesthetic as far as I can tell. But you can also change out, say, your Knight's Bastard Sword to some other weapon. So if it's going to take some time, really, to get a handle on all of the different weapons in the game, how they behave, what their swing speed is, and so on. And then you'll find one that's best for you and have at it. I have not gotten to that point yet, and I'm not at the point where I'm really good with the game, but I will comment that the maps are pretty good. Some of them are objective-based, so for example, one team is escorting these siege towers to the wall, and then climbing the siege tower, and then storming the castle, and the other team is defending. That's kind of cool. And then you've got your maps that are just slaughter fests, these arenas where, you've got spike pits and flame traps and different things like that. Those are typically over very quickly because it's just one massive arena. Even though I'm not good at this game, I'm enjoying my time with it. It's not a game I would have purchased, however, for $40, just because it's not my particular thing. I'm not a big multiplayer kind of person. I typically play either single player or co-op, and I avoid multiplayer simply because of the toxicity that comes with the internet, and this game is no exception. When my chat was enabled, I've seen nasty things in the chat, so if you've got kids, typically they shouldn't be playing this game anyway because there's a lot of violence. You can cut off people's arms and limbs. Your NPC characters do swear from time to time, so kids should not at all be playing this game. But as an adult, even still, I don't really typically like the toxicity that comes with the chat, and this game does have some people that are like that. So I just want to warn you, you can turn the chat off in the options menu, which I eventually did. So there's that. But if you're in the mood for a casual hack and slash, just like Chivalry 1, then I think you'll get a lot of playtime out of this. For me, personally, this is a game that I would jump into for maybe half an hour. I would get my fun filled, spend some time with my brother or my friends and just randomly, kill things. Yes, I might accidentally hit my teammates, or I'll die horribly several times. But that's the draw of this game. It's just go in there, swing some weapons, have a good time. If you're lucky enough to become good at this game, or good enough to become good at this game, then more power to you. You might actually enjoy it a bit more because you'll feel like your tactical planning and your tactical fighting actually matters. But for me, this is one of those casual games that I would just jump into every now and again for a little bit, have my fill, and then jump out to do something else. Whether you are like that, or whether you're in games like this for the long haul, like Mordhau, for example, is another sword fighting, dueling kind of game. For Honor is another game that's like this, that, rewards players for tactically thinking about their swings rather than just spamming mouse buttons. So, either way, I think this game will appeal to a wide range of people. So, do I recommend it? For $40, for me, no, I would not buy it for $40 because I'm not that invested in this kind of game. I like a dueling game, just not multiplayer. For those of you that like, say, Call of Duty multiplayer, for example, or any multiplayer game where you're battling other people, there's free-for-all and there's multiplayer modes, team battle modes. Whether or not, if you're into multiplayer games, I say, it's not bad. You'll get your fill for this, no problem. And again, the unlockables are kind of cool. The fact that you have something to shoot for, unlocking different weapons, unlocking different skins, upgrading, or possibly unlocking different subclasses for the 4 different classes that you can play as. That's fun. But for me, it's not something I would pay 40 bucks for. But again, you have to understand that I typically don't play games like this. I'm more of a single-player co-op kind of person. Calm stomp, you know. But anyway, if you like what you see here, then by all means pick up the game. You know, you'll get some decent playtime out of this. If you guys haven't already, subscribe to me on Twitch and YouTube. That way you can stay up to date with any new content I'm going to publish. This is Vince, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.